Ok, on commence. Salut tout le monde, bienvenue sur ma chaîne, bienvenue sur un nouvel épisode de French Friday. Je sais, ça fait trop longtemps qu'on a fait cette vidéo de French Friday, alors je fais des dessins aussi sur mes œufs. Alors, c'est spécial cette vidéo. L'année dernière, j'ai fait des vidéos sur DELF A1 et A2 et après, I started to get requests for DELF B1 évidemment. Mais I did not make any DELF B1 video till now, and this is only one aspect of DELF B1 video, which is, see, je pense qu'il y a plus de sujets ou plus de choses que vous devez travailler sur avant de sauter directement à la préparation de DELF B1. Alors, ça c'est la première chose. Ce qui est le plus important ici, c'est comment vous pouvez donner votre propre opinion, comment vous pouvez donner vos accords, refuser quelque chose, comment vous pouvez donner vos accords ou désaccords, कि you do not agree to something or you do agree to something, how you can talk about your emotions in a detailed form. This is what you start learning in the DELF B1 classes itself. So this is one very important aspect because in DELF B2, सदवियां सूझे the expose aussi. एक टॉपिक आता है एक्सपोजे का where you have to talk about, you have to give the arguments, advantages, disadvantages, your opinion, and then si vous avez fait des erreurs en parlant, like it happens, so how you can rectify your argument. So you need to know all these things. So there are a few expressions which you can keep in mind in order to give your opinion. Wozavi. Okay, so first thing first, once you start your DELF B1 preparation, or for that matter your DELF B1 classes itself, you are exposed to a lot of topics and subjects which will go on till DELF B2 also. So this thing, this donner votre propre opinion or vos accords, des accords, okay, if you accept it, if you don't accept it, so there are a lot of expressions which you can keep in mind. So without any further ado, allons-y, shall we? Because we are going to talk about all that dans cette vidéo-là. Vous pouvez dire, à mon avis, selon moi, personnellement, d'après moi. These are the most important and très courant. You can use this whenever you want, en parlant, en écrivant, n'importe quelle façon. Then you have quant à moi, according to me. And then il me semble que, je trouve que. Another thing that you can keep in mind is that instead of saying we all the time, you can replace that we with a few words like certainement, if you agree obviously. Certainement, absolument, tout à fait, bien sûr que oui. These are all the ways of saying yes, or maybe you agree to one thing or one person. So instead of saying oui tout le temps, tu peux utiliser tout ça. Certainement, absolument pas if you don't agree to something or someone. Tout à fait, je suis tout à fait d'accord. Or you can say je partage ton avis, or you can say je partage votre avis. Tu and vous, you can just juggle around these two, because if you are watching this video, this is for sure that you are well versed with the concept of tu and vous. Tu, ça c'est pour informel, et vous, ça c'est pour formel et मैं भूल गई हूँ. Ça c'est pour formel ou pluriel, d'accord? Ça c'est le cas. Vous avez raison. Certainement, sûrement, sans aucun doute, without any doubt. These are basically the words of certitude. Quand vous êtes certain. Okay, so the next one I am going to tell you, this is multi-purpose. You can use this in order to give your accord if you agree to something or someone, or you can also use this for explaining your argument. Like, il est indiscutable que, this is undoubtedly, this is nothing to discuss over because ça c'est sûr, ça c'est certain. Then, coming to the negative aspect, when you don't agree to someone or something, you can say, je ne suis pas d'accord, je ne suis pas de ton avis ou votre avis. Like in the beginning of the video, we said, bien sûr que oui in order to say yes. You can say, bien sûr que non in order to say no to someone or something. Or you can say, vous avez tort. Vous avez tort. You are wrong. C'est inacceptable que plus subjonctive. Ab subjonctive or indicative ka there is a different topic. We can cover that in the other video, Okay, and one thing to keep in mind, no matter what level of French you have, or you're just beginning, or you are an intermediate, or you are proficient, il faut que vous donnez des exemples. Ça vraiment enrichit votre message ou lettre formelle ou informelle. Alors, whenever you are writing, even when you're talking, try to give as many examples as possible, because that will give the examiner even more context. First thing, try to think of a personal example, maybe something that you have already experienced, or a friend or your family member has experienced. Maybe you can put in their experience as example. Many times this also happens when there is a subject, a sujet comme ça, that you cannot even think of any example. In that case, il faut que vous imaginez une situation et créez votre propre exemple. Start to think of the example then and there, because examples you can actually formulate a lot of phrases and that will connect to your production orale ou écrite, जो भी तुम्हारा topic होगा. But how you can introduce an example in the middle of your writing or in the middle of your speech when you're talking about your production orale sujet? How you can introduce an example? First thing, which is very common, you can say par exemple, but instead of saying par exemple chaque fois, maybe you can elevate your level and say cela m'a fait penser à ... Prenons l'exemple de. Or maybe you can say rappelez-vous ce qui s'est passé avec, rappelez-vous ce qui s'est passé à, when you want to talk about a city or some place or maybe some person, कि उसके साथ क्या हुआ था, do you remember? And then you can talk about that person or that situation which you are going to use as an example. And then after giving these examples, you can come to the conclusion part. See, you need to have some transition between two paragraphs. First thing, you have to divide your production to paragraphs if you are writing, but if you are talking, obviously you cannot, say first paragraph, second paragraph. Maybe you can take a little bit of pause between two different things and always try to make some transition. Like abhi, at the moment we are talking about examples, and after giving the examples comes the conclusion part. So how do you make a transition between these two paragraphs even when you are talking or writing? You can say cet exemple prouve que. This sentence will act as a transition of these two paragraphs. I always say this to all my students, all the trainees that I am training at the moment, that you should have a few sentences already learned. कि इस टॉपिक में, like if that is a lettre formelle, तो नीचे जो लिखना होता है dans l'attente de, and then you should know the opening and the closing of your production écrite or maybe orale. If you are talking about a document, and that is a production orale, you can start with ce document s'agit de, le document s'agit de. This is how you can, begin your opening speech. And then, à la fin, dans la conclusion, vous pouvez dire pour conclure, en conclusion, bref, or you can say en bref, pour terminer. You can use all these and then mettre fin à votre production orale ou écrite. Okay? So, it feels like I'm actually training my student. Okay, कर रही हूँ मैं. But never mind, this is how it goes. Actually, before conclusion, there can be a stage where you have made a mistake and then you change your opinion. Then how you can rectify that situation. You need to have an expression, a phrase that you can use automatically and then rectify your earlier statement. क्योंकि ऐसा होगा, and if you can rectify, that gives a different kind of impression to your examiner that okay, this person made a mistake and now this person is standing by it and owning this mistake and then rectifying it. So even that is very good. Always have a backup plan कि अच्छा ठीक है, if I mess it up, I need to rectify this also. So the phrases you can use are ça sera plus juste de dire que, and then ajoute ta phrase. Ce que je voudrais vous montrer, c'est que, or ce que je voudrais vous dire, c'est que, et après vous ajoutez votre phrase. And je reprends, maybe you can take it from there. Je reprends, take your phrase that you said earlier and then continue rectifying it. Je reprends mon phrase, je reprends quand j'ai dit, or you can say pour revenir à, That means you are taking the person, the écouteur who is listening to you, back to that topic, back to your phrase, and then continuing from there, rectifying from there maybe. Alors, these were my little tips that you can use in your production orale basically, but you can also use them in your production écrite, no matter in DELF B1 or DELF B2, because this is a connection. This is connected. DELF B1 and B2, they both are connected. I'll very soon come up with the DELF B1 preparation videos because I'm actually taking notes that I'm learning from my students जो कि mistakes वो कर रहे हैं और फिर मैं वो note करके इकट्ठे करके so that obviously everybody makes mistake. हमने भी वो मतलब even when I was learning वो सारी चीज़ें जो मेरे students अब पढ़ रहे हैं I did the same mistakes, but during the course of time I have forgotten कि अच्छा ये mistakes मैंने भी की थी. So my students are helping me take note of those mistakes and then I'm making a proper list and then we can talk about it. Okay, these are the mistakes normally DELF B1 students make and this is how you can avoid it. So I'll come up with that video very soon. Till then, you know what to do. Dream, hustle and explore. No. रवि भूसक्यूले एक्सप्लोर है बिकॉज इतने टाइम बाद फ्रेंच वीडियो बन रहा है तो बनता है. ओके, इफ यू लाइक दिस वीडियो यू नो व्हाट टू डू. Like, share, subscribe, leave your comments, questions, anything in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.